Nick, I want to end this episode on a question.
Actually, I have a question too. So,
Okay, well, yours might be better than mine. So do you want to
okay,
end yours last?
yes.
my
So,
my ending. So I'm gonna ask mine, and then you can ask yours.
okay,
Um, I saw a question that was basically on Reddit was how did you get your screen name? And I think
okay,
yours is easy, but I also want to ask you what was your first screen name?
okay. My first screen name. I remember Dad helping me out making it because for AOL, I was making a name. I was making the instant messenger, and I wanted to be in chat rooms because it was the hot thing around the year 2000, 2001 was to make a screen name so you can go into chat rooms and talk about whatever you wanted to talk about. My first screen name was Yankee Kid 2, but it was spelled differently. Like it was missing the A, and it was missing. Yeah, it was YNKEEKID 2. And 2 was for Derek Jeter because he was my favorite player, still is to this day, my favorite player of all time.
Of course, of
Um,
course.
so Yankee Kid 2, and I would use it to go into chat rooms and talk about Pokemon and baseball.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how did you get your
And
one
then
your screen name today? Your
yep,
username?
my screen name right now is NICKA023. Don't know why the 0 is there. To this day I have no idea why the 0 is there, but obviously 23 is my favorite number. It's my birthday. And it's Michael Jordan's number, who's my favorite basketball player of all.
So my first ever screen name was my first and middle name, so it would be Ethan Parker.
But also,
but much like yours, the A's were missing. The A's were missing.
What was with that?
The vowels were missing except for the E, so it'd be ETHNPRKR at AOL.com was my first ever screen name. I don't know. Maybe we'll have to ask mom and dad like why they took the vowels out of our name. Maybe they were already taken and they just said the easiest way to do it is just remove a vowel.
That doesn't make any sense.
But I don't know. Yeah, we'll just have to ask. And then my username today, how I got it was I joined a fantasy basketball team with our good friends Cody and Dustin in 10th grade, and I needed a name for my fantasy basketball team, and I'm a huge fan of alliteration, so I wanted to name them something asthmatics, and I thought what also begins with A that's an adjective, and it was the Amazing Asthmatics was my fantasy basketball team. And I was like, that's a fucking fantastic name, and it became my Twitter name like 2 weeks later.
There you go. There's the origin story of Amazing Asthmatic.
Yep, look at that.
Now it's a brand.
It is, man. It is. What was your question?
Like it's weird.
What was your...
hold on. I gotta go back to Yankee Kid 2 because that just triggered something in me. You had most of your vowels gone other than E for the beginning. I still have the E's and an I in my name, Yankee Kid 2. Like I don't understand the reasoning behind taking one vowel out. I don't. So we'll have an answer for you next week.
Okay, yep.
Why
We'll get to the bottom of it.
We sure will. All right, my question. So there's a little backstory before my question. I don't know if you know this or not. I don't think you're very much involved with the lottery, but the Mega Millions and Powerball jackpots are astounding right now. I think Mega Millions is at 72 million and Powerball is at 56 million. So what I did today was I went ahead and got a couple tickets for myself.
Hey-o.
So, first of all, it's insane. I go to this little corner store by me, and it's never busy because I'm usually the only one in there. It's my town is very small. There's not a lot of people in it. I went in today to get the tickets, and there were two people in line in front of me. Both of them were buying Mega Millions and Powerball tickets.
Of course.
So I was like, that's funny. So I got to the line, and I ordered my tickets, and the cashier was just like, "We've been selling a lot of these today." And I was just like, "Well, hopefully you're selling the winner." Like, gotta sell.
Yeah. The stereotypical thing to say while you're buying lottery tickets is don't sell me a loser.
Correct. So I had a play on it and I said, hopefully you're selling the winner. He said that today alone, he's sold $1,500 worth of lottery tickets.
Fuck.
In the little town that I'm in. That's crazy.
The corner store is near your apartment? The one that we went to before?
No, it's literally right by the post office by me.
Oh, gotcha.
But it's that little tiny one. It's on a main road, but even the main road is never busy. But the fact that he did $1,500 worth of lottery tickets today alone is insane to me. So maybe he does have a chance to have the winner. Who knows?
Yeah.
But my question to you, what would you do if you won the lottery? Like realistically, like obviously there's those people that are like, oh, I'm going to buy a private jet. I'm going to do this. What would you do?
Realistically, the thing I've always said that if I were to win the lottery, I would pay off all of my student debt. I'd pay off all my student loans. I'd pay off all my medical debt, which I've accrued from going to the hospital multiple times for having an asthma attack. I would put a shit ton of it in a shit ton of different savings accounts. Like I don't know if that's smart, but like I would have different savings accounts or like different accounts in places. I would invest some of it, and I would give immediate family members like however much they needed to get by for the rest of their lives. Which comes to mind, like you, and I would just fucking blow it all into Bros Talking. That's the answer people want to hear. But no, I would give money. I would help out you. I'd help out mom and dad. I'd help out Val or our aunt and uncle and all that good stuff. Cousins, toss them a couple $1,000,000 if I won. Fucking,
$100,000.
Yeah, here's $200,000. You're set for the next 10 years. You'll be fine. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're set for a little while. Don't talk to me anymore.
But realistically, I would pay off all my debt and invest some of it and just try to live off of it for the rest of my life while also going to work.
Okay.
Because
we share that. We have that in common.
Because if I didn't go to work and I was just sitting on that money, I would just fucking spend it all day. Like that's all I would do. Is like, oh, I have $80 million in my bank account. I'll buy that. I'll buy this. And like it obviously wouldn't go fast, but it would go eventually.
Yeah.
I would still want a steady source of income.
Right. That makes sense.
What would you do?
What I would do. First thing I would do is make sure that they do not make my face or name public. I do not want people knowing that I won the lottery.
I think it has to be public.
I don't think so.
I think once you claim yourself as a winner, I think those records are public.
That sucks because I don't want people knowing that shit. Because there have been people that win a certain amount of money and they like hide their face, so their identity is kind of hidden.
Yeah, maybe you can work something out with like.
There's got to be, because if you win like, what is it? What did I say the jackpot was? Like $70-something million. If you win that, your face is going to be plastered everywhere, and everyone's going to know who you are and want a piece of you. And I don't want that shit. So I'd want to be kept secret. I would do something very similar to you in paying off my student loan debt. First thing I think I would do though is buy a house and buy some property and invest in that, and then finally find some actual places to invest stocks and shit like that. I would get more into the stock market, and try to make even more money off of that. I would keep working. I'd keep the same exact job that I have right now. I wouldn't tell anyone there or anything like that. I would just keep going, living my normal day. But I really do think that I would stay very similar to what I'm doing, just living in a new house and having money in the bank account. I wouldn't go crazy. I wouldn't buy jets and stuff like that. Like maybe a boat.
I would probably buy a car.
Maybe a small boat. Yeah, maybe a car too. Maybe.
I'd buy, but I wouldn't buy like a Lamborghini or like a Aston Martin. I'd buy a Subaru. I'd buy something that's good in the snow.
I'd buy a really nice BMW.
Yeah, I wouldn't even buy a BMW. I'd just get like a 2021 Subaru Outback. I'd be good. Like that's all I need.
Yeah, so I wouldn't be super greedy with it. So hopefully this is me manifesting it, showing the universe that I'm not going to be very bad with my money, and these tickets that I have staring at me right now are winners. And I'll prove it to the universe.
Yeah, so check back in next week after Nick's won $76 million, see what he's doing with his money and how much he's blown over it.
I wouldn't tell you guys.
Yeah, you wouldn't know. If we won, Bros Talking would go on just the same way with the same exact setup we have now.
Yeah, no, I think the production quality might go up a little bit.
Just a teeny bit, but it would just be like, it's time.
Yeah,
There's no particular reason whatsoever in why Nick's camera quality is now 8K, and he has a brand new house behind him.